everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Studies Stars. Today we are going to start a new chapter from the book Nitin Singhania, Indian Art and Culture. The chapter is Language in India. Today we will be covering Language in India, only one portion, that is Indo-Aryan group. So let's move on to the chapter. Before starting the chapter, we should know what do you mean by language. A system of communication through speech, a collection of sounds that a group of people understand to have the same meaning. So, we all need a language to communicate with each other. Without a communication, without understanding, we cannot know about each other, or we cannot discuss about any problems, any topics related with each other. So language is a system of communication, very important system of communication through a speech, collection of sound that a group of people understand to have the same meaning. Is it clear? Then language family. There are language families. What do you mean by that? Individual languages related through a common ancestor that existed before the recorded history. So a language which has a common ancestor existed before the recorded history. Is that clear? So now we come dialect. We all here heard about it. Dialect. Dialect is what? A form of language spoken in a local area. For example, I am from Odisha, so I speak Odia language. Someone is from Maharashtra, he or she speaks Marathi. Similarly, someone is from West Bengal, he or she speaks Bengali. So these all are dialects. Several dialects can be derived from a particular language. So it can be derived from a particular language. Indo-Aryan group has been born out of the Indo-European family. This is one of an example that Indo-Aryan group is a group has been born out of Indo-European family, language family. Okay. Now we come out for it. This is very important. You all need to by heart it or to remember very easily about it. How you will easily remember, I will make it very simple for you. Classification of Indian languages. Before knowing about Indian languages, we need to classify about it. What are the classification? That is Indo-Aryan group. So take it like I. Okay, Indo-Aryan group. Then comes Dravidian group, D. Then comes Sino-Tibetan group. Here comes Sino-Tibetan. So S, T. Okay. Now here comes Negroid language, Indian language group. So Negroid is N. Then here comes Austric. So A. Then others. Okay. Indo-Aryan group, Dravidian, S for ST for Sino-Tibetan, N for Negroid, A for Austric, O for others languages. So IDST, NAO. Remember like this, it will be very easy for me. It is easy for me, hope it will be easy for you also. Now let's come to the major topic which today we are going to discuss about, that is Indo-Aryan group of languages. So Indo-Aryan group of languages, a branch of the larger Indo-Aryan family, came to India with the advent of Aryans. You all know when Aryans came, they traveled from Central Asia, as it is taken a remark from or the point is cleared from Max Muller that they come from Central Asia, and at that time they travel to different cultures, different languages and everything, but we get this Indo-Aryan group of language from Aryans only, who came to India with the advent of the Aryans. Around 74% of the India speak So 74% of India speaks Indo-Aryan language or Indo-Aryan group of languages, subdivided into three groups depending upon the time period of the origin. So Indo-Aryan group of languages is divided into three groups according to the time period of the origin. What are the three groups? Old Indo-Aryan group, Middle Indo-Aryan group, Modern Indo-Aryan group. We will be going into it in a vast way in my next session. So be in touch with me. Thank you. Before session we were continuing about the classification of Indian languages, along with we are continuing the Indo-Aryan language group of language. So in that Indo-Aryan language group is divided into three types. That is Old Indo-Aryan group, so and another is Middle, and another is Modern. Three Indo-Aryan groups. So here we will be discussing about Old Indo-Aryan group. Old Indo-Aryan group around 1500 BC it has been started. Then Sanskrit was born out of this group. So Sanskrit was born out of this group. Ancient form of Sanskrit, Veda was found. Upanishads, Puranas, Dharma Sutras written in Sanskrit. These all were written in Sanskrit. Upanishads, Puranas, Dharma Sutras. Sanskrit is the mother of many Indian languages. So Sanskrit is the mother of many Indian languages. One of the 22 scheduled language listed in the constitution. So it is one of the 22 scheduled language which is listed in the Indian constitution. Diversity and richness of our culture has been possible all because of the development of Sanskrit language during these times. So different diversities and richness in the culture has been developed or has been seen because of this Sanskrit language during that period. So now we come to development of Sanskrit, how Sanskrit has been developed. Sanskrit grammar began with Panini in 400 BC. So try to remember Panini in 400 BC. He was the who developed grammar. Sanskrit he developed grammar with his book Astadhyayi, which is the oldest book of Sanskrit grammar. So don't forget, in many exams it comes, this question comes, so please don't forget about it. Buddhist literature belonged to Mahayana and the Hinayana school, which is written in Sanskrit language. This Mahayana and Hinayana school written in Sanskrit language. In many examinations question comes, Mahayana and Hinayana is written in which language? So please remember it is written in Sanskrit language. Now Mahavastu, a book of Hinayana school, is a treasure of stories. Lalita Vistara, sacred Mahayana text. Asvaghosas, Buddha Charita. These three are also written in Sanskrit. The caste form of Sanskrit developed in the in-between 300 BC to 200 BC refined version of Vedic Sanskrit. So here comes a question, why we needed to refine the version of Vedic Sanskrit? Because Sanskrit is somehow a little difficult for all to understand, and it is very difficult for all to communicate. Mainly the elite persons, those who are Brahmins, kings, they usually know this language or deliberate or communicate with this language, but for a regular use it is very much difficult for all. So let's go to the next.